y'all, what it is, what it do. It's your girl Brittany. She's back. She's better with another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell to be notified of every time I post. You know what it is. I know what it is. We know that your girl posts frequently. All right, y'all, come say it with me collectively. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping, we doing it. Y'all into this video. Click the link down in my description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. All right, y'all, come without. Let's get into this video. So in this video, we got like three different things going on. We have the Young and Reckless panel that we're gonna get into. We have the Young and Reckless podcast, Sway takeover, and then we also just have the reunion, the phase that we're caught. All of that. That's all in one video. So this video might be long. So get ready, get your popcorn. Let's talk. Now, first, I'm going to start off with the Sway podcast. I wrote so many notes, y'all. I am a note taker. Okay, so when I started watching it, because I watched it as it was airing. I didn't wait till it got on YouTube and everything. I was trying to take notes as, everything was going on. So Kennedy was on some energy. Like, Kennedy, like, I'm getting that. I'm on that. Ain't no plan. Like, I mean that. I'm dogging every one of you bitches out. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. Unfortunately, it was all a dream, literally. So Kennedy continues on the Sway podcast and ends up saying that she was the most hated. So one thing I can say about Sway, he was super hilarious on this particular podcast. It was so funny because he said, who told you that? Who told you that? And I said the same thing because I'm like, girl, folks get attention for 5 minutes. They don't know how to act. All of a sudden, you most hated. Who told you that? Who lied to your face and said that you were the most hated? Girl, you are not nobody to be most hated. Like, you're not that girl. Please, calm down. And he definitely told her, like, people don't care for you, but most hated? I don't know about that one. They then move on to Minnie. And, in the beginning of the season, Minnie definitely had a hate train and nobody cared for her, But ever since she hit Lauren, it's kind of been like a switcheroo. Everybody like, oh, okay, we like Minnie now. Minnie definitely was the season. Like, she definitely gave, she definitely entertained. And I will say, Andre called that out in the beginning, like when it came to the panels and stuff. He was early on saying that Minnie was a star and Minnie did her thing or whatever. So Minnie ended up saying, she let her anxiety get to her. That's why she was drinking so much. Because, it's her first time on TV. So she was kind of drinking to, relax herself. But she definitely wants to come back for season 4. I think Minnie should come back season 4. I'm not going to lie to you. I definitely think that she need to come back season 4. Now, they kept speaking on the energy in the room. They kept saying, like, Minnie had a different energy. Like, her energy wasn't nothing to be played with. Like, it was very tense. Like, she was tunnel vision ready. She needed to get who she wanted to get, which was Lauren and Nugs. Then Swerve in that comment, whoa, and started talking about Yaz. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Yaz looked at beautiful. Like, Yaz and Minnie, the makeup, the hair it gave, they looked at amazing. I mean, amazing. They looked at good, okay? They looked at awesome. They looked at great. So, Yas ends up saying that she didn't have no problem with Alexis. Her and Alexis was cool at All Stars. But now, her and Alexis got a little beef going on because Alexis called her a lapdog. And at the Sway podcast, Yas was barely talking. Like, she barely had anything to say. But I'm like, because you're a follower. Like, we as the audience are not telling you anything wrong. They didn't paint you in a certain way. It was more like that's what you was doing. You was jumping in stuff that had nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. I am happy that she didn't take off on Legacy, but girl, let's be for real. If security wasn't there, you 10 times out of 10 probably would have took off on Legacy because you are a lapdog. So they end up talking about who was a waste of a flight. And I feel as though number one was in the room with y'all. Number one, the cap. The cap is on her head. The flight should have been in her hand. Kennedy was a absolute waste of a flight. Absolutely a waste of a flight. All of them really said the same thing. It was Amber, Chastity, Goody. I'm like, I told y'all day one. I was on Amber neck day one. Day one, I knew it wasn't built for Amber. Goody, same thing. I went on her neck, but I'm just like, yeah, it wasn't good for her. Now, let me tell y'all a song, because, you know, when we go on the lives, sometimes y'all know we'll go music for music. Please go listen to Goody's Pay For It. When I tell y'all I be in the gym twerking bad, baby, I be want to bend it over and drop it low, because her song, Pay For It. If you know you messing with a bad one, pay for it. That's my jam, okay? If she didn't give me nothing, she gave me that song, okay? And Chastity as well. I definitely believe the same. Chastity, Goody, Amber. And they also brought Jules in there. I don't believe Jules. I'm not going to lie to you. I definitely think Jules should have stayed. They did all say, you know, that Jules and Amber let their eye get the best of them. And I agree. I definitely agree. But I will also have to say, regardless, Jules came in standing on business doing her thing. Came in on business doing her thing. I definitely think they should have kept Jules. Absolutely. Because she was running them fades. Like, she ran multiple fades before she even sat out. And I feel as though the only reason she sat out is because she was embarrassed. More so, yes, about the eye, but also, too, coming in trying to fight for somebody who would have never fought for you. I think that was a big thing, too. And I think she was just, like I said before, overall embarrassed because the way she came in trying to get on somebody for fucking Amber. Now, a theme that has been of all my reviews today is the fact that now that's TV, like, people are finally starting to actually say what Now That's TV is about. Like, obviously, I feel as though I've talked y'all head off from the beginning of my channel just saying that Now That's TV is a fighting network. Like, I don't want to keep hearing somebody say, well, I want to show a different side. Like, it won't be a different side. We do not pay for a different side. We pay for violence, okay? We pay for mass destruction. That's what we pay for. You know, and the fact that it's people always coming in on every show being like, oh, I don't want to do that. Or, you know, oh, I just want to chill. I'm trying to peep the scenery. I'm chilling. You know, annoys me and gets under my skin and irritates me so bad when I pay my $6 every month faithfully. So Swag ends up just, you know, putting it on the floor. He ends up saying that in so many words, Now That's TV is a fighting network. When you come, you should know what you signed up for, because we're going to be in the mindset when you came to these auditions, when you came, you know, and turned in your audition tape, you knew already, hey, this is Now That's TV. You're going to fight. Not know I changed my life around. Not know I'm not a fighter and I want to show something different. Not none of that. You already know 10 times out of 10, when you come on the show, somebody's going to find a problem with you and they're going to punch you for it. We don't want to hear, oh, you know, I'm 27 now, aka Amber. I'm 27 now, you know, and I've grown out of that. I just wanted a platform that you wasn't going to get. So I'm glad that they kind of just standing in there now, that y'all are a fighting network. People are out here catching fades. Y'all are catching flights to catch fades. Y'all are not catching flights to be cute, to be in the background, to be a confessional gangster. Y'all are catching flights to get in there. Get in there. That's what y'all catching flights for. Like, be for real. They then go on to talk about the heavy hitters of Young and Reckless. And they put nugs on it. Okay. They put nugs on it. Kennedy then says herself, please, bitch, don't make me spit. Yas says herself, I feel like Yas can fight, but we didn't see enough of her fighting. Yes, you got down when you was mad at with Lauren, but I don't feel like we consistently seen her fight to be like heavy hitter. She could fight though. They said Caribbean. I put in my notes probably when she let that dog out. But she's still debatable right now currently because we haven't seen her actually fight, one-on-one for real. I mean, she threw the drink and it popped her or whatever. But we haven't seen her actually, fist up, fight. We haven't seen that. So, possible. Yeah, says Zanaya. Put Zanaya in y'all back pocket because I'm finna talk about Zanaya in a minute. Just put her in y'all back pocket. Sway then ends up asking the girlies, would they all come back for season 4? Everybody said yes. And Kennedy then just, adds in a sprinkle of delusion. Talking about, oh, y'all gonna call me back. Y'all gonna call me back. I put in my notes, no, we're not. They're not gonna call you back. You did nothing for the whole season. I don't know where this confidence comes from, but baby, ain't nobody calling you back. Not on the worst day. Not if they can't get nobody. They not calling you back. The way you got on our nerves, as many people have made posts about Kennedy that has went up on the blog pages, as many tomatoes people have put in the panels when she talking, they're not calling her back. You're not making them no money. Now, Yaz does spill a little bit of tea behind the fact that a lot of people have spoke on her in their confessionals, but in the house, everybody was cool. It seemed as though nobody had a problem with her in the house, so she was very confused on, why so many people have an opinion on her. And my thing is this, a lot of people was just moving along to get along in that house, in my opinion. They said it wasn't necessarily a villain in the house, but I disagree. I think it was too many villains. It was too many villains. It was the villains versus the victims in this. And in the beginning they was swearing up and down, oh, season 3, this the season. But when we really look at it, it's giving all the villains versus the victims this whole season. It wasn't like a main villain, like we got to get her out of here, the house versus this one particular villain. It was more like we got these 7 villains. And, I'm being dramatic, but like, we got these 7 villains versus these 10 victims. It was more to me like that. It was way too many people speaking their opinion and worried about other people and the other people just there. They move on and Alexis, Legacy, and Key Baby come in the room. Now, I felt like when I was watching this, Key Baby, they was shading her. They weren't trying to, but with them giving their honest opinion, they were shading her down. So first thing first, Key Baby looked beautiful. Her makeup, she looked so good. So Key Baby said that, that day of the reunion, she was walking the girls down. She wanted Kennedy and Nug in that order. Nug kept trolling her, so, she needed to get that with her. They talk about Key Baby's presence on the show, and they felt like it was giving young and chill, not young and reckless. So she kind of got offended by that, and she was like, well, I don't care what happened on the show today. She owned it. So basically, in my opinion, she doing what them girls did on Baddies Gone Wild. This was her day to come and redeem herself because during the show, obviously she let people punk her out. But today, now that you went home, your family told you, hey, you might need to run back. You might need to, get your respect back. Today is the day. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Sway and the other man, and shout out to him because he was asking a lot of good questions, but he wasn't on camera when I was watching, but he was asking a lot of good questions. They did not support Key Baby in no way. It was like they knew that Key Baby had really no chance. And I know a lot of people tell, they 50-50 with Key Baby. I know a lot of y'all like, Key Baby can fight or Key Baby be running down. She win fades. Me personally, every time I see Key Baby, she is losing. She might be punching, but 10 times out of 10, she be losing the fade for me. And I felt like that's what they were saying. Because when it came to Nugs, Kennedy, okay, they was on her heavy with Kennedy. But when it came to Nugs, they was just like, I don't know if you're going to take that W, babes. I don't know. Like, no, Nugs might run through all y'all today. Like, we don't know what she going to give. But we know, Nugs don't play. And honestly, when it came to Key Baby and Nugs, it gave that Key Baby really didn't need that, like she was playing like she did, when we seen this last episode, like the arm situation. Key Baby had more than enough time to get on that with Nugs, but all of a sudden, and I don't feel as though it was because Nugs' arm was out of whack or whatever the case was. I don't think it was that. I think it was more like everybody getting on Nugs find Mel, let me go and get my fade in. Instead of it being like, okay, you said something out the way and standing on it right then and there, she waited forever to get that. And then, once her and Nugs got into it, she's like, it's fine. Like, you really need to fade like that. So for me personally, I have no faith in Key Baby. I definitely don't think that Key Baby finna run up there and just tear Nugs up. Now, any day of the week, do I just feel like she beat Nugs down. I don't have no faith in her, but we shall see. She might prove me wrong. We then move on to Legacy, and Sway definitely gave Legacy her flowers, just doing her thing on all the seasons of Young and Reckless, because obviously we know low-key this is her show. Boom. So they end up getting into, who is Legacy going to get at the reunion. She ends up saying, I never tell y'all who I'm going to get, but just know whoever think they getting me, I'm getting you. Just know you're getting got. And she let it be known that, she might be getting that with Ferrari. She was hinting at her and Ferrari getting that, but they did end up getting that at the reunion. They did end up getting that. And she also got to find with Kennedy as well. Alexis kind of put her 2 cents in when it came to Ferrari. She said that Ferrari unfollowed her, and she felt like, why you unfollowed me? What you got beef with me for? But, it's probably because Alexis hang with Legacy. So she just like, I don't want to follow you. I don't want to see her. I don't want to be bothered. Whatever the case is. So, she unfollowed her. Alexis kind of was looking crazy about that. And Alexis also said, she trying to figure out when Ferrari said nigga on TV. Baby, I just had to keep going because I'm so tired of these people. I'm tired of them. I had to move on. So Sway ends up saying, we need Ferrari with that bob again and that bang gang. We need that bang gang bob Ferrari to come back out. I said, girl, Bang Gang Bob is gone. She has retired. Okay, Ferrari ain't giving Bang Gang Bob no more. She's not giving it no more. Ferrari is scary. Zanaya walks in, and Zanaya look real cute. I like this ombre color that she did. I'm not really an ombre girly. I really usually don't care for ombre. It got to be done right, and whoever did her hair, shout out to you, because her hair looked amazing. Her hair was everything. But I will say, y'all starting to do too much when it comes to Zanaya. Zanaya definitely get in there, and she definitely catch her fades. I'm not going to lie, but let's be clear. Not too long ago, Zanaya was getting her ass ran through on South Central Baddies Season 5. Like, Zanaya couldn't keep up with them girls or nothing. She ain't came on Mean Girls and got with them girls who barely could fight like that. Now, she did come on Young and Reckless, and she did, catch her ones with Kayla. But now y'all saying, oh, heavy hitter, Zanaya out of the little girls, out of the more petite women, she's the heaviest hitter. I need y'all to calm down, go touch some grass, and actually lay in it and go to sleep in it. Let's just vibe. Yes, we ain't seen the mini skinny women catch their fades in a minute. But don't just start handing out trophies to people because we ain't seen our others get out there in a while. Now, apparently, they was calling her Little Shoulders, Little Miss Shoulders, because she do come from the shoulders. I will give her that. And talking about some Little Ivory. Do I need to go get a cigarette? Because don't stress me out. Little Ivory is crazy. It never gave Little Ivory. It never gave Little Ivory. Little Miss Shoulders, cute, keep it. But Little Ivory, please. Stop drinking that juice. Stop drinking that juice. It never gave little Miss Ivory. It never gave that. So she ends up going down her list, and of course it's Kayla, Hennessy. She also said Kennedy, and she also said Psy. Just gonna let y'all know, Psy, Goody, Nene, none of them came. So I was like, not gonna hit me? The hell? Not gonna hit me? We not doing that. Kennedy wasn't even able to get touched, so that was that. Zanaya didn't even get a chance to hit her. I wish she would have hit Kennedy, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely would have loved to see her and Kennedy get that. Now, that's why I said Key Baby ended up looking crazy, because they all started discussing the girls who were carrying the show, and basically just saying, like, it was 22 of them and only 6 to 7 girls were carrying the show. And everybody kind of was saying the same girls. It was like Zanaya, Kayla, Nugs, Legacy, Alexis, Lauren, Jules. I did see somebody put in Mel, but Mel wasn't carrying no show because Mel had literally just got there. So I don't give it to her. But nobody, literally, none of them said Key Baby in their list. Key Baby was not in nobody's list. And if she was, they was just saying that. I think Zanaya even gave Kennedy her props, but nobody said Key Baby. Mind you, Key Baby in the room with them, she looking crazy. Because they was like, the rest of them could have stayed at home. And I agree. Now, I will say this. Bria said this, and shout out to Bria for saying this part. Every show needs wallpaper. Every show needs shadows. And I do agree. But if it's 22 people on the cast, it should be at least 3 shadows. It shouldn't be 6 to 7 girls doing most of the work and the rest of y'all just there. And my thing is this, when it comes to Chastity. Chastity kept, like, at the end of it, by the time we got to Ferrari eliminating her, she would pop it on Instagram. And I'm like, listen, Books. Every time they talk about who was giving the show, you're never in conversation. And when they say who could have went home, you're always in conversation. At least one person says Chastity should have went home. So obviously you really wasn't doing that much. Obviously you really wasn't doing much of nothing. Then comes in by herself, and Ferrari just lets it be known and sets the tone, because they was popping it just saying, well, Zanaya had ended up saying that, how you gonna be the host of Young and Reckless when you not reckless? And Ferrari said she'll get in the field when she wants to. This her shit. She get in the field when she wants to and when she feels like it. She ended up saying season 3 could have been better, but in person, it was reckless. I'm like, how though? How was it reckless? Because a lot of times it's giving y'all is talking and telling people to be reckless more so than it actually being reckless. It's not giving stakes are high from what I'm seeing. It's not giving the stakes were really high like that. And she said, as a host, she was being messy, but they know what they signed up for, and they came to the auditions and they, watched the show. Like, they knew what they signed up for, so it is what it is. I agree 110%. Like I said before, early on in my review, I hate when folks try to come in and be like, let's be different. I want to show a different side. Don't ever show a different side when I'm paying my money. Bitch, you're not that. You're not the star. You're not a change shall overcome. Get out. Ferrari said more stuff, but I really didn't care. Honestly, I was bored with what Ferrari was talking about. She went from Young and Reckless to Big Legs Betty Collection. Girl, been there, done that, don't care. Honestly, I wasn't invested. They did have a Swayway podcast live with Hennessy, Kayla, and Nugs, but I had came too late and my notes is not really giving, so moving on. So like I told y'all, Sai did not come, Nene did not come, and Goody did not come. Kennedy ended up leaving early and didn't fight Alexis, but she did end up fighting Legacy. I don't necessarily know who else she fought, but she didn't fight Zanaya and she didn't fight Alexis. I don't know if she fought Lauren or not, but I just feel like you was talking all that. How was you leaving so early when you was talking all that? This was supposed to be your day. This was supposed to be your day, and it wasn't your day. Oh, they also didn't invite Amber, as they shouldn't. As they shouldn't. As they shouldn't. I heard nobody say anything about Amber. I heard nobody say anything about Amber. So I'm alleging that she didn't come, because I didn't hear nobody say anything about her. Jules didn't come because she had a surgery 2 weeks for her ankle or her knee or something like that. So she didn't come at all. She didn't come. And that's all my notes for that. But overall, this is like before the reunion. This was like 3 or 4 hours before the reunion. So I was excited. I was like, yes, get in there, get in there. I'm so excited. I'm really thinking, not for real, but I'm like, okay, it's time for Kennedy to fight. If I wasn't worried about nobody, I really wanted to see Kennedy get up in there because she had been talking so much crap. I'm like, immediately everybody run down on Kennedy. Run down on her. Run her down. Like, just run down on Kennedy. I really ain't care about nobody else. Everybody else gonna catch their face. They was gonna do what they need to do. But Kennedy was number one. Okay, and maybe like number 2 was Anaya and Hennessy. Because the way y'all had been talking and, I could fight. Give that bitch what she looking for. A fight. Like, please, give her. She's fiending. She thirsty. She got some twerk for you. Get her. Now, we move into the panel, and y'all, this panel, I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of funny, and I'm gonna give my opinion on it. So, first thing first, Minnie said she was taking the girls where they didn't want to go. Nug said, and I took them back where they came from. So, apparently, allegedly, obviously, they got into it. Minnie, but like I said, the way they said the tension was in the room, Minnie really needed that from Nugs. So, I'm glad that she finally got in the field with Nugs. It took forever. Now, Hennessy ended up letting it be known that everybody did their thing at the reunion. Andre said, was it giving a reckless reunion? Hennessy said, I don't know about that. But it was giving a reunion. So, Mel was another one who didn't come to the reunion. She was another one who didn't come. But honestly, in my opinion, so far, Mel didn't need to come. She just got to fight with Nugs, and it seems as though she got her free check and got the hell on. Like, it wasn't needed for her to come. They then move into Lauren and Alexis and their beef. I personally don't care. I'm kind of over it. Let me see y'all fight at the reunion, and let's call it a day. I'm tired of Miss Crash Out at this point. I'm really tired of talking about Lauren. She's not one of my favorites. I know they're going to bring her back, but I just don't care for Lauren like that. Boom. So we get to Key Baby and Kayla fighting. Key Baby felt like that was very weird that Kayla just fought her out of nowhere for Nugs, because it was like, I just did your makeup. And I agree with Key Baby. It was stupid that Kayla was just like, out of everybody, I'm gonna run Key Baby real quick. And Kayla comes back and be like, I was drunk. So early on when I was watching the panel, I was like, damn, they always saying they drunk. Every time you make them be accountable, they like, well, I was drunk. I said, it's giving slow down then. It's giving slow down on the bottles. Because y'all always, I was drunk. And that's not nothing to say. Just say, I just felt like running down on you. Simple. Like, keep it real. You felt like running down on her. You didn't care if she did your makeup. That was your friend, and you felt like Key Baby needed that, and you wanted to give it to her. Simple. Like, just say what it was. So Kayla was like, I'm a loyal friend. Me and Nugs cool outside the show. Like, we real close. So, yeah, I just got that for her. But I will say this, too. Outside of Zanaya and Kayla be jumping in stuff that I don't have nothing to do with her either. She be jumping in stuff that has nothing to do with her either. And yes, you are a loyal friend, but also too, early on in the panel, she was saying, I was telling Hennessy, like, I run my fades, you run your fades. I don't run fades for people. I don't run nobody fades. But I feel as though every time you explain why you're getting into something, you're running it for the next bitch. So you do be jumping in folks' stuff, and you do run fades for your friends, which is fine, but don't come on the panel early on saying, I was telling Hennessy, like, I don't need your back. I don't need to do this. I can find my own phase. You run your own phase. Like, it's not giving that. It's giving security. You just pick and choose when you want to be security, but it's giving security officer. They then move on to the whole situation that they had with Caribbean. So Kayla said that Caribbean had called Hennessy goofy 3 times because the fight between Snow Blue and Hennessy, Caribbean felt like it was goofy because they were stuck in a tree, which it was goofy. And because Kayla is from California, she was saying like goofy is disrespectful in California. So she felt the need to say something to Caribbean because she like, okay, you keep saying goofy, like, you know, I'm finna call you out and I'm finna tell you basically stop calling my friend goofy or whatever the case was. And again, jumping in something that has nothing to do with you. If she calling her goofy, why don't you just ask her, hey, what goofy mean? Where you from? Instead of you jumping to conclusions, instead of you just checking her by just having a conversation, why don't you just ask her what does goofy mean? But you jumping on it. And that's why she punched you. That's because that's the part that I feel as though Kayla don't be addressing. Kayla just feel like she gonna say what she say, and that's gonna be that, and then don't nobody supposed to bang on her. Like, you can't just come in saying what you want to say to somebody, checking somebody, and then they just supposed to look crazy or be like, what, Kayla? Like, I didn't even know. Da, da, da. Like, everybody not gonna do that. And I'm glad Caribbean has some twerk for her because that had nothing to do with you. And once again, know your place. If Hennessy didn't have a problem with the girl calling her goofy, why do you? Another thing that they addressed that I was like, right, exactly, and I said in my review, was the fact that everybody had something to say about Caribbean after Kayla said something to Caribbean. After Kayla and Caribbean got into it, all of a sudden, everybody had some twerk for her. I love this twerk part. Everybody has some twerk for her. Everybody has something to say about Caribbean. Whether they was lying, whether the beef was old, or whatever the case is, it was like y'all did have an issue with her. Y'all did feel some type of way about her being in that environment and not fighting. Yeah, and to me, they probably was envious of her because they all came in fighting and she ain't fight and they keeping her. So I feel as though they was envious of her. So Kobe then calls Zanaya out for being messy, going to tell Kayla, you know, what it was. And basically, he gave her props as well, just saying, like, she was being young and reckless because she had all y'all fighting. She was stirring the pot. She was getting her enemies to fight, you know, randos and everything like that. Like, she was being messy. So Zanaya ends up saying, like, yeah, I was being messy and I might not have been telling the truth, but it is what it is. Ain't nobody do nothing, so it was what it was. And I was drunk. Again, going back to I was drunk. So Andre then finally calls it out and he says, you know, y'all are grown. Stop sitting here saying that y'all was drunk. Say I was being reckless. Oh well, the ending part, you ain't doing that, so it is what it is. Stop making excuses of you was being messy, and that's that. Stop using drunk as an excuse. And I totally agree. So after that, that's when the panel really started going downhill because Kayla, Nugs, and even Kennedy, but Kennedy came on later on, and it all felt some type of way about Andre, basically just saying, like, when certain people do something, he say it's reckless, then when other people do stuff, he like, oh, you shouldn't have did that, that is wrong. But he made the best point, which I feel as though that's a point that I feel as though every reviewer makes or a commentator makes. We are nobody. We are nobody. We are just regular human beings with opinions. The same person could watch the same fight and feel a different way than me. We could watch the same exact fight, and I could feel like you beat her to the branch. You stumped the yard with her. The next person would be like, you weren't giving her no twerk. And he was like, you know, if y'all feel hit, don't holler because it's just my opinion. It's an opinion. It's not that deep. I'm just giving you my opinion. That don't mean I feel a personal way towards you. That don't mean I'm coming for you. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm just stating how I feel and what I think about it. I'm a reviewer. I'm a commentator, you know, so I'm just giving you my opinion. So Nugs then jumps in and she gives her point of view about how he be doing hers, and now you're playing both sides. Like, she understands everybody. So I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. y'all be very sensitive. And I understand y'all are women, and you know what I'm saying. Everybody want the platform, but really don't nobody want the opinion of others with the platform. They don't mind when you like, girl, you did that, you ate that up, you took them through there. When it work out in their favor, they love to praise. But as soon as you get them feedback that's critical, all of a sudden you a hater, you doing too much. It's a problem when I do it, it's cool when everybody else do it, you know. And it wasn't like that. Like, he just gave his opinion. But I totally agree with him, because dealing with the cast, they can be very sensitive. They can be. And they definitely read the comments. They watch the reviews. They do all that. And, you know, they then come back and change their ways, you know, after the show or whatever, and they go on the next show. You know, it's a totally different person. They have 10 times out of 10 calm down or hype themselves all the way up. But I don't think he wrong. And again, I think that's a great statement to go by. Like, I'm a nobody. I'm just giving my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, you don't like my opinion. But my opinion is my opinion. Like, I truly feel that way. It's people that come on my stuff all the time saying I'm wrong, I'm dumb. They hate my reviews, and they still watch. They still watch. And I'm like, you hate to love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like he has every right to give his opinion. This his show, this his thing. You know, he gonna give his opinion. And everybody's opinions change. People change their mind up and down, side to side. He's not wrong. He's not right. You're not wrong. You're not right. But depending on who see it, you know, they gonna fuck with it or they're not. Kennedy then gets up on the panel. Her and Zanaya started going back and forth. Baby, I put it in my note. Who cares? Anyways, they didn't catch that phase, so who cares? We'll probably never see Kennedy again back on Now That's TV. Her and Andre started going back and forth, and he ended up calling her big jeans or something like that. And she felt the way. She felt like he was being unprofessional as a host, and he called her out for being a confessional gangster. And he said that she be contradicting herself. She be having a lot to say in her confessionals, but in real life, she's scary, and she really don't be want to run her page. And really, I hate they continue to give her a platform, because she always got so much to say on TikTok, on Instagram, everywhere. But then get in person and really, like they said, again, don't be run no face. I think she was humbled the first day when it came to Alexis. I think Alexis humbled her, and she realized, oh, I'm truly on a fighting show. I'm not behind a camera. You know, I'm not at home. I'm really on a show where they rumble. So I'm going to do everything in my power to stay on the show, but I'm not going to fight. But I'm going to talk shit in my confessionals. And it don't work like that. We haven't seen nobody do that since Sav. And you see what happened to Sav, and then you see how Sav had to come back, learn how to fight and stuff. Nobody's dealing with these people who talk a lot of talk in their confessionals, but then don't walk that walk in the scenes. Like, no. Get it in the scenes. The scene need to, your opinion in the scene need to add up with your opinion in the confessional. It can't be different. Like, no. Let it be known that Kennedy and Legacy definitely had a good fight, but it seems as though Legacy took that W in this fight in particular. Happy for her. Get that bitch. Simple. Okay. Then Alexis and Lauren, they said they was locked in. They was fine like niggas. I said, love that, love that. And Alexis said she took Lauren where she didn't want to go. Simple, simple. Now, they did let it be known it's a lot of dialogue. Oh, Jesus. It's giving Mean Girls Season 2 reunion. They said it's giving a lot of dialogue, but the fights were really, really good. But these are also the same people who said that Season 3 was really, really good. So they could be lying. They all are liars. They did say that the reunion was all over the place. Zanaya did give her opinion about Season 3, just basically saying that it was very boring, but she feels as though it's the way they edited it. And I said, listen, no. It wasn't because of the way they edited everything. I think it was boring because y'all kept talking about the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. The mini situation was talked about way too long. Y'all dragged that all the way out. And another thing I feel like they dragged all the way out was the whole y'all boring, do more, y'all boring, do more, y'all boring, do more. That right there, to me, was the main two topics of the season. And yes, we were bored with those two topics because they wasn't hitting on nothing or talking about nothing. Now again, we swoop back around to the whole villain conversation. And they basically said if Lauren would have got her issue with Kennedy and Nene, she would have been the permanent villain. But like I told you, I feel as though it was too many villains. I think a lot of girls was coming in and out of being a villain. Again, Lauren is a perfect example. You know, in the beginning, in the office, she wanted that with Kennedy. She was fiending to fight Kennedy. She like, let's get there. But then next day reneged and was like, I just want to be a nice person. You know, all she did was have an opinion on me. Nene was fiending to have an issue with Lauren. And Lauren like, oh, well, you know, I'm cool with Nene. That was a great one. Hennessy, you know, I'll get that. I'll fight. Then turn around, get in the van, want to be kumbaya was tonight. I'm going to let your eye heal. Then turn around and jump up with Kayla. Caribbean, same way. Kayla jumped in something that had nothing to do with her. Caribbean pops off on her and, you know, tell her she ain't got no twerk for her. Hennessy didn't throw a drink. Like, y'all real in and out of villainhood. More so. That's what I feel as though. It wasn't nobody like Ivory where it was just one particular villain and she had maybe like 2 or 3 minions. It was more like 3 to 4 villains and y'all popped in and out of being a villain. Y'all ain't know whether or not y'all wanted to be a villain or not. And then it was just girls who was being the victim or just rather, you know, let paint dry to the side. Now, that's all I got for Young and Reckless panel, podcast, the whole 9. That's all I got for that. But I did want to talk to y'all about something that is going on the Now That's TV streets right now, which is Dollhouse. Now, honestly, y'all, I do like Dollhouse. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but I definitely feel as though outside of the show, a lot of things outside of the show to me is making me not really want to review Dollhouse no more. And I'm saying this because they be doing a lot. They just be doing a lot and they starting to really rub me the wrong way. For real. Like, they starting to really rub me the wrong way. So, somebody posted London. And London is beautiful. Beautiful. I always say that. London looks so good. You know what I'm saying? She looks amazing. So somebody posted on Twitter or something and was like, London for BBO season 2 or, you know, whenever they do BBO again or whatever. So Andre, as a biological male and somebody who does a panel podcast, end up saying like, you know, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful girl, but no, she don't need to be on BBO. So Barbie felt some type of way. Jaylani felt some type of way. And this is my thing. And it's the same thing I said in the video that I did not too long ago. The T-girls are accepted. You know, people accept y'all. Nobody's over here saying anything disrespectful or being like, oh, y'all are this, y'all are that. This is why we don't want y'all on there. You know, nobody's reading y'all or anything. Everybody's keeping it respectful. The problem is, in my opinion, y'all want people to just be like, yeah, that's fine. Like, y'all should be on Young and Reckless. Y'all should be on BBO. Y'all should be on all these biological women shows. And that's not going to happen, books. Everybody has collectively, well, not everybody, but certain people have collectively said, y'all can be on Greek Life, y'all can be on Deja Vu, y'all can be on y'all own show. But when it comes to Mean Girls, and like I said before, they shouldn't put Barbie as the host on Mean Girls. They shouldn't have did that. But okay, I digress. But when it comes to Mean Girls, BBO, Young and Reckless, that's not y'all lane. Let the biological women have those shows because those are their shows. It's no way that we need, every time we have a biological show, then we have the T-girls come on there. No. Because if that's the case, let them come on Dollhouse. Let them come on Dollhouse then. You know, no. Dollhouse is y'all show. My thing is this: instead of continue trying to go in the pots that were already made for biological women, why don't y'all then just set up some more pots for y'all? Or two, they can make shows where y'all all just come together. They can make another South Central Baddies. They can make Barbie and dolls. You know, they can make more shows for inclusion of biological and T-girlies. But these shows that were already made, y'all are not coming on there. We don't want y'all on those shows. Those are not for y'all. We don't want to see y'all on those shows. And that's okay if we don't want to see y'all on those shows. And that's okay for when people pay their money every month to say, hey, we prefer them not to be on this show. We don't mind them being on this show. We would love to see them on these particular shows. But these shows right here are off limits for them. I'm not understanding why every time somebody gives y'all a little pushback, it's always an issue. It's always, oh, y'all coming against us, this and that. Nobody's coming against y'all. If anything, we room for the show. We are the people who watch the show. We are the people who are saying, yes, we want to see y'all. We want to make sure y'all have that representation. We want to make sure y'all have y'all own show where y'all can be comfortable and where y'all can enjoy yourselves. We continuously say that. And then y'all are then like, okay, thanks for all of that, but we want this too. And we're like, no, that's not up for debate. I just need y'all to drink the Kool-Aid, go touch some grass, lay in some grass, and understand that nobody wants y'all on them shows. It might be a select few people that do, but the majority, the collective, don't want y'all on that show. And that's okay. Again, they can always create new shows for biologicals and T-girls to come on together. They can always do that. It's no problem with them doing that. But these particular shows, as far as Young and Reckless, BBO, Mean Girls, we don't want to see y'all on those shows. We don't want y'all to coexist with each other on those particular shows. These are already biological women shows. Let them have their shows. And that be my problem, because it's not a thin line. It's not somebody being disrespectful or nothing. It's simply putting up the boundary and saying, hey, we would prefer y'all not to be on those shows. And it's an issue. Mind you, when Andre said what he said, he didn't say anything disrespectful. Now all of a sudden they want to fight him. They finna get somebody to get on him. For what? Jelani didn't come out and say, oh, well, really, they just mad because we didn't go on a podcast. We didn't want to go on a podcast no more. Okay. I don't think that's the issue. I mean, and they could have some stuff behind the scenes that I don't know about. I'm not behind the scenes. So I can understand what made Jelani say that. I could definitely understand that. But two, everybody, like, when I tell y'all, before like, I really put my little 2 cents in, I went in the comments. Everybody was saying the same thing. He said what he said on all the T pages. Everybody was saying he didn't say nothing wrong. And he didn't. He didn't say anything wrong. Babes, it's boundaries. It's levels to this. Y'all just got y'all show. They just got y'all show up. It took them 2 years to put y'all show up. And mind you, we, the people, collectively, men, woman, T, biological, whatever, hetero, whatever, we all was fighting for y'all show to get up there. We all was rooting for y'all show to get up there. Now that y'all have y'all show, which, and let me be clear, the show ain't been doing numbers like that. For real, for real. I don't care how much they kiki cackle, the show ain't been doing well. It took them forever to get to the point and really give the storylines. It took forever. We all was confused on the first episode. They then had to put an extended version out because the first episode did horrible. So let's be clear. They still is putting the building blocks up for y'all show to even make it be good. And now y'all like, well, you know what? Now that show is out, we've conquered that. Let's conquer this show, and this show. No, conquer y'all show first. Let's conquer y'all's reunion. Let's get that. And then y'all can get with Isaiah. Mr. Make dreams come happen. Mr. Creativity himself. Y'all can get with Isaiah. I'm sure it'll be nothing for Isaiah to find and create a name of a show for y'all where everybody can coexist. And we will watch that show. We will watch that show. We will enjoy that show. We will fall in love with that show. But let's do that. I think more so y'all need to do that. I think that would be good. I do think that'll be good. But I do think, for me personally, a lot of things they saying is kind of turning me off. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Bria especially put a really bad taste in my mouth. She put a bad taste in my mouth with her line that she said on the panel the other week. She put a really, really bad taste in my mouth. But I did just shout her out, so it's not too bad. But two, she's not one of my faves. And honestly, really ain't been doing it for real when it come to Dollhouse, in my opinion, like that, no way. But that's really all I got for y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I love y'all. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Bye.